Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a wet June. It's funny, I just walked out and there's no rain. It's June 9th. As I walk up to the fence, here comes the rain. See you, Sashiani, Kylie, Abilene. It's gonna be a rainy one, Abby. Yeah, it's gonna be all wet and rainy. Oh, Abilene. Feels comfortable though, 54. I don't know, it's just one of those comfortable temperatures. And who do we got here? Spackles. Good Lord, woman. Talking about things sinking. Talking about your divot in the road. Now we can't even see all the pretty new trees. The little sprouts are sprouting. Man. Start setting the alarm off. The bushes get, yeah, keep setting everything off. Yeah, buddy. Even on a rainy Tuesday going down the freeway, the Honda can pick up a train. All right, Mama. We done already made it to work. Looks like it's been raining, but it's not raining at the moment.
Yes, that's the best part.
All right, let's go see how far I can get along on the K1600.
All right.
Got to get her done.
Good.
All right, you have yourself a wonderful Tuesday. Love you. See you. Bye. Bye-bye now. I think I mentioned you guys a couple of times that the next K1600 was a GTL. And I look again. It's a Grand America. It's one of the new Grand Americas with the speakers. When they do that 2019, is that right? I think this is a 19. But that's that beautiful blue with the custom wheels. What do those wheels remind you of? Man. So any of you guys I got this Road King thing. This could end up being trouble. I got this Road King in my head. But have any of you guys seen in person the silver spruce and pine colored one? If you have, let me know what you think. Or even better yet, if you have one, maybe you can send me some photogs or something. Even though it's on the center stand, you clamp it down so that when you're yanking around doing whatever, you don't go boom, bounce it off the center stand. That would not be cool. That wheel looks cool. All right, go up, get my get some juice in me, in the form of some good old coffee beans, and we're gonna take off on this thing. Man, I literally see these things in my sleep. But speaking of sleep, I was having the most incredible. Kelly had to wake me up this morning. I was out cold. I was having the most incredible Road King dream. I don't know what's going on with that thing. I don't know. That is just, and several of you guys have even mentioned that I'm more of a Road King guy. You know, something I can be a little more rough on and take down a fire road or two. You know, not that I'm afraid on the street glide. It's just, I don't know. The Road King just provokes more horsing around. Just the way they handle. They got to be one of the, although I would say that before, I would have to say that Softail Slim. I haven't romped on a 1200 Roadster. I'm sure that's probably one of the best. For the gas combustion engine powered ones, I would have said the Road King. I think that Softail Slim has definitely got an edge on the Road King. You can flick that thing around like a sport bike. It's kind of nuts. But anyway, let's get this thing done. I'm a burning time here. Flop that thing again. Unbelievable. Holy moly. So wow, what do you guys think about that chain? I'll probably have to cut the audio out on that because of the music playing. But I kind of bounce in. I can't, as you guys know, I've explained that before, I can't show you me actually working on it. The powers that be say, no, no, no. They're afraid of a lawsuit. I don't know. I don't ask. They tell me. I just follow the rules. So first, while it's on the deck, I do on the deck things. So bodywork comes off in this order. This little pod here and the cups if it's a GT, GTL. But anyway, this lower portion, side cover, this little scoop piece, this side piece, this inner piece, and then you do the same on the left side. And then there's a tray that holds the front of the seat and the back of this. Take that out, remove this. Well, actually, this comes off first, then that, because it interferes with taking the airbox and stuff off. Airbox stuff, the gas tank stuff, intake manifold. And then I lift it, I pull the rear wheel off, disconnect the bevel gear, slide it down so the shaft disconnects, because I need to pull that from the motor. But I'll just bop in and kind of go step by step here, right, as I'm going along here. How about that? Do something different today. So the reason you initially leave this on, there's 2 bolts that hold this underneath here, but there's a slip right here that's much easier to get this on with this installed than to try to put this on the slip. And it's right here. That piece right there goes down in that rubber grommet. And if you try to get you a good look at it here, the own camera is hiding it. If you try to put this on after, you can, but it's easy to knock that rubber grommet out. And when you do, you get a rattle out of it. All right, there's the left side. Took about 4 minutes to get that far. And it's all neatly packed right there. Then do the same thing for the right side. And then you take the center piece out, and this is that plate I was telling you, but it comes out after this, because this is hiding all or covering all the stuff to take the I guess the plenum, it would be air filters here, intake. Okay, so the right side is all taken off as well. And then this is it holds the front of the seat. It's your seat height. It holds your ODB2. Oh yeah, always disconnect the negative side of your battery. But you got a zip tie for the harness here. Undo that, the 4 bolts, and this just simply pulls out of the way. And now I have access to the plenum. I wonder what all the notes, they all have notes on them. There's little hidden notes on BMWs. I like that. That's cool. So now I'll take the snorkel off, unplug. You got all I've shown you this before, all the crankcase vents and everything go into here. And there's intake, air temperature, all kinds of stuff going on here that gets unplugged. And then it's just this 1 bolt in the back, and then these 2 clips, 1 on each side. And that's also the mount for the tank. Anyway, that just slips out of the way, and next thing is the tank. Check this out. This is a rider's rider. No buildup of condensation on either hose. Yeah, that boy goes out and rides this thing. Now you guys remember, safety first at all times when in a public area. I'm just messing with you. So the plenum's off. And when you disconnect your little breather hose here, because when you take the transmission out, a little bit of oil drains out. Make sure you take your breather. This is where you reach in and, oh, this one's stuck. Oh no, it's coming out. I just don't want to lose the cap off of it. But this is where you drain any condensation that builds up in your airbox. And that is right behind here. Pull this cover off and it'll be tucked under the frame. You might have to reach in this way and knock it loose. But the reason I say you take that off, because as you're removing things, guess where that lands? Right in the old black round wet magnet called your drain pan. You'll do it every single time. Ooh, I got the hay fever attack here. So just got some connections, fuel line, power to the pump, vents. You loosen these little clamps up here. They kind of squeeze this little nipple on the front of the tank. You got a bolt there, and then these are what was holding the front of the airbox that I was showing you had the clips. And one of the few places you see an Allen bolt on a BMW. But anyway, those are rubber mounted, so everything's all isolated and nothing gets a shock. Anyway, you take all the hoses and everything out of the way. Those two bolts, loosen them, and one bolt in the middle up here, right yonder, and the tank comes off. And you pray, and I do mean you pray, the customer didn't fill it up with gas before they brought it down. That's a backbreaker. All right, so I've got everything done that I do standing next to the bike with it on the ground. Get the reverser out, the bevel gear, get all that stuff out. Here's the end of the starter motor where that attaches. I do something a little different with the manifold. I don't take it out, but it's a little tricky getting into the upper bolts for the reverse bevel gear, but it's definitely doable, and that's the way I do it. It's faster for me. So now I'll lift it up, get the wheel off, disconnect the bevel gear, disconnect the shaft from the front, pull the clutch out, the entire clutch, everything. Ain't nothing but a shaft sticking out when I'm done. And pull a tranny out, and then start the rebuilding of the tranny. I'm gonna skip forward in time here a little bit. All the exterior stuff for the transmission, the reverser plate, and all that stuff is all off. But you know what's really cool? Is I can take that out right there, because now I have the tool for it. But I need to get the clutch out of the way first. Pretty cool, huh? Here's the great big, I'll show you with it assembled. It's a great big old slipper gripper clutch. Look at there. There's number 5 and 6 con rods. Heck, you can even see the pistons up there. Can't get it to focus on it though. That's a big old clutch. And you can see the ramps in here. So under hard acceleration, it uses amazingly soft springs. That way you get a nice feel. And so under acceleration it grabs, and under super heavy deceleration it ramps the other direction and causes the clutch to slip to prevent rear wheel chatter and making you lose control. Pretty cool, huh? Isn't that a beautiful thing? It'd been nice if we had that all this time. Boy, that's such a tight fit. There she is, the old banjo bolt released with the proper tool. Life is good. So just that fast? Now all I have is 8 bolts holding that transmission in. Everything's all cleared, brake lines, everything's ready to go. Take them 8 bolts out, and that thing literally, and it's very heavy, but slides out. I'll flop her on the towel, take the shift forks out, and put her on the stand with the bent nub, and start taking parts off. Just as easy as that. All right. All this led to a continuation of Saturday's Spyder transmission. Well, constant mesh transmissions and motorcycles pretty much all together. So all the gears, they're not always attached to each other. You got, you got 2 first, 2, I mean, there's an opposing gear on each shaft. Well, until you execute a shift, everything's all happy-go-lucky, just spinning. All the little engagement cogs are just all floating. Nobody's touching each other. Everybody's all happy. And then you come along and make a shift, and then which turns this shift drum, and this is the gates that the forks travel. Like when this thing turns, it's gonna pull this fork down, and it's gonna take that cog, which is like a synchro in a car. If you ever seen a transmission in a car, it looks different. It's all synchros, but anyway, this is the way BMW does it. Boom, it engages the gear. Well, everything's spinning freely, and all of a sudden you engage a gear, and now it stops other parts, and now it's ready to go. Anyway, I think just basically you're going along, bam, the shift fork moves it down, and it just drops in that hole. That's what's making the bang. And what I was saying about the Spyders is the transmission and the computer for the transmission on your motorcycle. If you go to make a shift and it's kind of a stiff shift, you know, it'll feather a little bit and drop in. Well, because SE6, you don't have control over the clutch. You can't feather it yourself. So the computer's smart enough, it realizes there's a resistance. In other words, the cogs did not fall down in the hole. So the computer gives the clutch just a little bit of a nudge. Just like you would kind of feather your clutch on your motorcycle or rock the bike back and forth. Either way, will accomplish the same thing. And what that's doing is allowing those to mesh. That just makes the way the Spyder does it so quick that it's louder than most. And then you got that crazy long belt. This is the belt off of this F3. Got this crazy long belt that has tons of Kevlar in it. Twice the Kevlar that the original V-twin belts had. That ricochets that back, you know, because of the, what do they call it? I don't know, the bushings in the back. There's a term for that thing. I think Harley uses a term for it. Cushion drive or something like that. But anyway, it ricochets that back, it engages, does its thing, and then the belt comes back and clicks back again. So it all does it like instantly. So it just seems like one big bang to you. That's why Spyders sound louder than most motorcycles. Not gonna hurt a thing ever. They're designed to do just what they're doing. So there you are. There's a visual of a transmission. But BMWs, because they use these floating cogs, most Japanese stuff, half the transmission's turning when you're doing that. Some gears are free floating, and other gears are engaged or attached to the shaft. It's so weird. You got to see a Japanese and a lot of other transmissions. I think the Spyder is similar to this. I don't recall. It's been years since I was inside one, but I'll be in one soon. Anyway, I hope that gives you a better visual of what's going on. How they make a shift, running in the gates or the grooves of the shift drum, and how the two gears are engaging and why it makes that noise. It just suddenly falls in and engages, doing just what it's supposed to do. It just makes a loud noise. All right, that's it. I'll quit bothering you with K1600 stuff. Well there, little woman.
Yes, though, ma'am.
We got out a whole lot earlier this evening.
Yeah?
Well, the motocross road. That's why this is part of my test ride. Some people, you go to the same place every time.
Oh, because
you must be a new viewer. I've explained that about 1,000 times.
Gotta pick the bumpiest road, so
yep.
you love to go.
Gotta have yourself some mixture. If you're just going around on a nice smooth road. Did you really take a test ride?
Yeah.
You rode it. Did you test anything? Well, sorta.
Yeah.
But not all the way. If your suspension goes crickety crack or something's wrong with it, I was gonna know it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, had a good day. Filmed too much. Probably have a long video today.
It's all right. We had a short one the other day.
Yeah. So we're rolling home from here. Crazy woman. So we come to Tractor Supply. I told Kelly, so I'm gonna run in and hit the little boys' room right quick. And I come out and ain't where I was. And I see her sneaking around the truck. She goes, I figured I'd freak you out. She jumped in the truck and moved it. Tickled with yourself, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Crazy little woman. Look at that. There's some bubba blue skies.
Oh.
Heck yeah. All right.
All right.
Let's head to the homestead.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, hello there, YouTube. There is the craziest rainstorm. We went through it coming down the freeway. The main road that goes out to the freeway out of Toledo on the south side of Toledo is going to be closed from the 15th, this coming Monday, I think, through August 11th.
No,
or September 11th till 9/11.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out.
What are they going to do?
Yeah.
So we're going to
For 3 months.
For 3 months, we're going to have to take a different route. Basically, the heart of summer, we have to take a different route coming and going.
It's okay. The other route's pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It just takes longer.
Our neighbor coming down.
Yeah.
They'll be looking at us going, what's them people doing
What
out
are
there?
they doing?
They're crazy. It's starting to sprinkle too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's our far neighbor down
sprinkles.
there. But anyway, we'll leave it short and sweet and try to leave as much of the... I hope you guys enjoyed that K1600 thing. I don't know how all it came out, but I hope it comes out good. I figured I'd give you a little more details this time. We've been talking about it a lot. I thought, you know what? I was going to do something with the transmission yesterday, but Kurt had his music loud, and I said, you know, I'm going to have another transmission out tomorrow. We'll just do that one. So.
Very good.
All right. We're going to roll.
All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, and you guys have a wonderful Wednesday or Thursday.
Heck yeah. All right.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
All right. Thanks for watching now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.